Hi everyone, today we are going to give a video lecture and our topic is about transmedia narrative and dystopia. And we are focusing on the transmedia neorealisms and montage in the Hunger Games and the Get Out.
Here's the introduction part. In the evolving landscape of narrative storytelling, the concept of transmedia narratives has emerged as a compelling means to traverse various forms of media, with complex stories that push the boundary of traditional storytelling. This lecture deep researches the fusion of two distinct dystopian worlds, the unsettling realism of Jordan Peele's Get Out, and the overwhelming social structures in Susanna Collins' The Hunger Games, Part 1. The two narratives, while seemingly completely different in subject matter and style, provide fertile ground for transmedia exploration, which serves as a channel to explore dystopian themes, especially through the lens of neorealism and montage. This lecture argues that the application of neorealism and montage theories not only enriches our understanding of these narratives, but also underscores the potential of transmedia storytelling in redefining the contours of dystopian fiction. By combining these two cinematic and literary worlds, the lecture seeks to unravel how their fusion through transmedia narratives offers new perspectives to the themes of control, resistance, and identity within dystopian realms.
Then we are going to talk about the context of Get Out and the Hunger Games. Get Out, directed by the Jordan Peele, is a tragic social thriller that delves into the horror of racism and uh, commodification of black bodies in a similarly progressive society. The film intricately weaves psychological horror with real-world social issues, portraying the main character's horror portraying the main character's struggle against a vicious conspiracy that targets him because of his race. On the other hand, The Hunger Games, based on the novel by Susanna Collins and directed by Gary Rose, presents a dystopian world in which totalitarian governments force children to fight to the death on the television. The narrative emphasizes oppressions, rebellion, and violence as theme of entertainment. Both films, while different in their immediate thematic concern, offer a critique of loss of powers, structure, and institution, resonating with dystopian genre's tendency to reflect the social anxiety and the consequence of unchecked authority.
Transmedia neorealism and montage. Transmedia convergence in film plays a crucial role in enhancing storytelling by expanding the narrative across multiple media platforms, allowing for a more immersive and multi-layered experience. It draws viewers beyond the traditional movie-going experience and promotes deeper connections and interactions with content. This approach not only broadens filmmakers' creative horizons, it also offers us strategic marketing opportunities and the potential to build stronger and more lasting connections with audiences. Born in Italy after the Second World War, neorealism is known for its emphasis on the realities of everyday life. In contrast to the flashy style of Hollywood, which focuses on real-life ordinary people and often portrays the struggles of the poor and working class. Montage, on the other hand, is a film editing technique that involves the selection and sequence of shots in order to create a narrative, evoke emotions, or convey an idea, and is often associated with Soviet filmmaker Sergei Eisenstein. By applying this series to the transmedia narratives of Get Out and The Hunger Games, this paper aims to reveal new insights into how dystopian worlds are constructed and perceived, leading to a deeper understanding of their relevance and impact in contemporary culture.
So our first part is about transmedia fusion. Transmedia fusion technology has played a key role in moving beyond the narrative of uh, traditional filmmaking. In the Hunger Games, the use of sky screen that broadcast the fate of the participants broadened the scope of the story, symbolizing the totalitarian regime's pervasive control and the voyeuristic nature of the society. The screen is not only a narrative tool inside the film, but also reflects the influence of modern media and the public's engagement with real life entertainment. Similarly, the scene in Get Out, where Chris fall down a hole and sees a TV screen, isn't just a plot device. It is a metaphorical and literal exploration of the potential horrors of racial racial exploitations. In the context, the screen acts as window into broader, more sinister social issues, immersing the viewers in a narrative that resonates with real-world themes. Both films uses those techniques not only as part of their narrative structure, but also as a mean of extending story commentary to the audience, thus demonstrating the power of transmedia convergence to combine narrative with critical reflections on society.
When we carefully analyze the clips mentioned in these two films, we will find that there are transmedia narratives in them, but transmedia narratives play different roles. Jenkins' Searching for the Origami Unicorn mentions the different roles of transmedia storytelling. The author mentioned that cross-media narrative refers to the integration of different media storytelling, such as movies, games, novels. This main way is through the integration of authors and readers, producers and audiences, creators and interpreters, so that different media directly sustain each other. Multimedia storytelling maintains the audience's in-depth experience, thereby stimulating consumption. This is a transformation from the film industry to market utility, which can attract more supporters to the film. Monetizing traffic is undoubtedly a huge advantage for today's commercial movie. In The Hunger Games, the core of the movie is the director's live-action battle royale game. Today, as the entertainment industry becomes more and more popular, movies combine today's popular TV format and a reality show, attracting a lot of attention. Many shooting angles in the movie adopt the language recorded in variety shows. For example, almost no special effects were used, or perspective of Katniss lying on the tree after being injured was shot using a smooth overhead shot. It's like using a remote control aircraft in a reality show to show the character's behavior absolutely objectively. This transmedia format combined with reality shows has resonated with more people. It keeps up with the trend of the times and brings more attention to itself through traffic.
In Get Out, even if there's no clear transmedia structure established, we still see the director's attempts. For example, as just mentioned, the theme where the protagonist hypnotized and trapped into the universe. The distant image that protagonists see of Missy hypnotizing him seemed to me to be analog televisions. This creates a superpositions of multiple spatial layers. One is the movie space where the protagonist lives, and the other is the TV space where Missy lives. The superpositions of layers evokes different understanding from the audience. As Jenkins said, multimedia narratives often forms open open structures. The audience can gather more information while watching the films, which can lead to thinking. That effectively locks the audience attention on the film. This kind of attention can not only arouse the audience goodwill, but also make the subsequent turning point give the audience a greater shock. The similarity is that both films use excitement as a selling point. One is a huge twist in the plot, and the other is the excitement brought by the survival battle of the battle royale. For them, the form of transmedia amplifies the stimulations to the audience, arouses the audience interest, and thus drives consumptions. This is a successful attempt for the both commercial films.
Now it's about neorealism perspective. In examining the fusion of Get Out and The Hunger Games through the lens of neorealism, we can observe a profound emphasis on social realities and everyday life experiences, particularly in the portrayal of oppression and societal control. Neorealism's characteristic lies in its focus on ordinary characters and settings, which is evident in Get Out through scenes like the silent auction. This scene presents a simple but horrifying social gathering, where the main character is objectified and dehumanized in a terrifying normal setting. Similarly, in The Hunger Games, the scenes depicting the district, especially the contrast between the destroyed District 12 and the fancy capital, highlight the harsh reality of class difference and exploration. These scenes, grounded in a real-world setting, intensify the dystopian elements by amplifying the relatability of the characters' struggles against oppressive systems.
The neorealistic approaches in both narratives doesn't rely on futuristic technology or otherworldly setting. Instead, it enters the dystopian elements in a recognizable reality, thereby heightening the impact of the societal critique embedded with both stories. The approach served to connect the audience more deeply with the protagonist's plight, as it mirrors the real societal issues, making the transmedia narrative not only engaging but also a bad commentary on contemporary social dynamics.
For what we read in class, Hamid Nefesi questioning realisms and neorealisms. He mentioned realism in Iranian cinema. The author believes that the essence of neorealism is short stories reflecting personal life. Its main method and function is documentary. For Italian neorealist films, it is often in a modified form, full of objectivity and reflection in the lens. This means that the shots and the plot themselves often trigger self-reflection in the audience. This is also the part Nefesi mentioned in the article. As for Get Out and The Hunger Games, what's interesting is that as recent movie, they have made a lot of changes for commercialization, but it is undeniable that the emphasis on neorealism is reflected in their shots. The rules of the games in the Hunger Games are to select ordinary people from the area to participate in the game randomly, and Chris himself, who escaped from the town of death, also comes from a very ordinary family. Even in the two movies, the game roles are in the form of new settings that are almost impossible to exist in real life, such as body replacement surgery and battle royal games. They both put forward self-thinking to us in the shell of novel themes. They are both ordinary people, and both movies shows the operation of ordinary people by the higher class and those in power. Should we also be aware of the operation we suffer and feel the desire to resist? What's more worth to mention is that regarding the recording format mentioned by Nancy in the Hunger Games, the characters' words and deeds are always monitored and filmed to reflect the audience watching in the game. I think this kind of monitoring shows us this recorded for me other way.
Then we look at the montage related to the two movies. As a film technique, montage emphasizes the connection between shots through editing, resulting in a specific meaning and emotions. The scene in Get Out, in which the main character, Chris, discovers the chilling truth about his girlfriend's family through a series of photos. The revelations pieced together through a montage of images mirrors a similarly pivotal scene in the Hunger Games, where the destruction of District 12 is presented in rapid succession. The montage of both scenes amplifies the underlying horrors and despair, reinforcing the dystopian setting. In this example, the use of montage not only helped advance the plot, but also deepens the audience involvement in narrative. This allows us to compare the social critics in two films, the manipulations and control in Get Out, and the oppressive authority in the Hunger Games.
The montage thus become a powerful tool for unifying these disparate dystopian worlds, highlighting common themes of surveillance, control, and rebellion. This technique effectively pulls together the subtle layers of transmedia storytelling, illustrating how disparate narratives can fuse together to form a coherent and impactful dystopian version.
In conclusion, from the three levels of transmedia, neorealism, and montage, we have seen successful attempts at film narrative in Get Out and The Hunger Games. We can all recognize from the commerciality theme and shooting techniques that these two films successfully express the theme of dystopia. This is our reference, and thank you so much for our video lecture.